What's going on? Make sure you check out our new sponsor, Cell Phone Buyers Recyclers. They pay cash for smartphones and tablets. Like and share their social media pages, Facebook and Instagram, and websites in the description for a chance to win an iPhone. What you waiting on? Hurry up and get that iPhone. All right, this hot off the presses. This will happen when I front load for the day. When I say front load, do all my videos in the morning so I can enjoy my afternoon and night. But more news coming in. Canelo Alvarez and Chris Eubanks Jr. are in negotiations to fight next. If Billy Joe or Callum get their mind right, or Canelo find another opponent to fight May 2nd, then you can see Jermall Charlo possibly face Chris Eubanks Jr. in June or July, or Serhiy Derevianchenko. People have been asking me, is Darbarchenko still with Premier Boxing Champions? But he is the #1 rated WBC middleweight right now. So let's talk about it. We back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate the love, support from everybody showing it, man. Just keep sharing the videos. You want to make a donation? Cash App, PayPal in the description, but share the video for your boy. And yeah, y'all heard it here first, all right? I would have kind of done it faster than that, but I had some things I had to handle. But yup, Canelo, Chris Eubanks Jr. is a possibility. Chris Eubanks Jr. ain't been active. I think he fought DeGale, then he just fought Korbov, and Korbov suffered an injury. So it looks like Canelo kind of want to hit the United Kingdom in some type of way to get those British fans over here, like Tyson Fury did. But yeah, this is not even a fight I really thought a lot about of recent. At one point, I thought that fight, was going to be a good fight. I believed in Chris Eubanks Jr. And I still do believe in him if he, kind of, get the teacher and his daddy kind of step out the way and he listen. He got a lot of natural athleticism, you know what I'm saying? And I know it was a little bit shaky after he lost to George Groves. I was disappointed in him. But he just showed so much promise and discipline, and he showed a lot of fundamentals and technique versus Ivory and Uterman and dispatching him. To see him throw it all out the window with George Groves because he beat Groves up in the sparring match. And he couldn't understand why the sparring match wasn't the same as when they fought in the World Boxing Super Series, whatever it's called, World Series of Boxing, Super Series, excuse me. But at the end of the day, he could be able to make a lot of money and he can cash out. Now, Canelo last year, offered Jermall Charlo an opportunity to fight him. They offered him $15 million. It was said from his side of the street that he wanted 20 to fight Canelo. I'm not knocking him because when you fight Canelo, you better get your number because you basically selling your O. Okay? We know Canelo didn't want to fight Darbarchenko. He dropped his IBF belt. They faked the schism between him and the matchmaker Robert Diaz, which it was told to me from behind the scenes that Canelo had no intentions to fight Darbarchenko, and they did all that to avoid Darbarchenko. Okay? So that's what it is from that standpoint. But I think if he fight Chris Eubanks Jr., Billy Joe had a pick of the litter. He can pick to fight Callum Smith in the unification clash. Callum Smith is lineal. Then he could turn around and fight Demetrius Andrade. Now, yesterday, Eddie said that he tried to get Andrade to fight Jermall Charlo, but he thought that, he told PBC that, we can give, Charlo a deal to come over here for a one-fight deal, or I can send Andrade over there. And he basically said that Ronnie Shields and Jermall Charlo did not want to fight Demetrius Andrade, and probably because Charlo suffers, a little bit. He has issues a little bit with southpaws. Okay, so that won't happen. So, if Canelo do fight Chris Eubanks Jr., it get interesting. I think Darbarchenko and Charlo, that's a good fight. I think that's a really, really tough fight for Charlo. That might be equally as tough as the job of fighting Demetrius Andrade, but you're going to get a lot less money to do it. Now, Darbarchenko, I don't think is a southpaw, if my memory serves me correctly, but he a tough game fighter. But you beat Demetrius Andrade, you get a belt and more money, and he willing to come over to Fox, or you can make a ton of money on his own. You'd rather stay on PBC and fight Serhiy Darbarchenko, which he bring a lot of risk and a less reward. He doesn't bring a belt. You do get the knockout of mandatory, but at the same time with Darbarchenko, he lost 2 of his last 3 fights, I believe it was, or whatever it is. And this is who you really want to fight. It's a lose-lose. If you struggle with Darbarchenko, you a bum. If you beat Darbarchenko, well, he lost 2 of his last 3. If you beat him, you don't get a belt. You don't get extra money. You get okay payday, but it's not something that's big. It's probably going to go on Showtime. You know, and if you lose to him, you was an overrated hype job, and they're going to throw you in the Deontay Wilder category. Once again, it's bad management. You know what I'm saying? So if he go out there and lose to Darbarchenko for less money and not get an extra belt, stupidest thing he can do, in my opinion. But as far as Canelo and Chris Eubanks Jr., I can dig it, sucker. I can dig it. You know what? He trying to get the UK British fan base. Canelo showing, I don't care about your lineal belt, your ring belt. I don't care about your Super WBA belt, Callum. I don't care about your WBO, Billy Joe. This is what you getting, and this is just how we doing. And it sounds like Golden Boy DAZN don't want to pay Billy Joe or Callum Smith extra money. And like I said, is the crowds going to be any different? Is the anticipation going to be any different if it's Chris Eubanks, Callum Smith, or Billy Joe? No. It ain't like you got, you know, you bringing in Khan's army, or you bringing in what Tyson Fury brought in with him. So for him, other than, you know, to add another belt on his collection, I don't think he really cared. You know, like I said, it was talks about Willie Monroe. Now, I couldn't believe that. But Billy Joe, Callum Smith, Chris Eubanks, the source I got it from, obviously, you know, I would expect Canelo to get the knockout. Now, what weight the fight going to happen at? I don't know. It ain't no belt on the line. So, you know, Canelo, if he go back down to 60, he'll defend his Super WBA. If it's at 68, it's at 68. So I know Canelo team don't want him to go down to 60 from 75 to 60. If he do go back to 60, he gradually wants to work his way back down. But none of the fights truly move me like that. So I'm not mad if he fight Chris Eubanks. Because he fight Billy Joe, he going to put a catch weight. I mean, he going to put a catch weight on Callum. He fight Billy Joe. I don't really think Billy Joe been the same since the Oxford Free situation. You know what I'm saying? He fight Chris Eubanks. He fight Chris Eubanks. You know what I'm saying? They make Chris Eubanks Jr. mandatory. If he don't, Callum and Billy Joe get their mind right. You know, then Charlo can have a pick of the litter. His 2020 is probably going to be Chris Eubanks and Darbarchenko. It's not bad for the fans. I think with Canelo switching up for Billy and Callum, I mean, Billy might fight Demetrius. Demetrius might fight Callum. I mean, Callum and Billy might fight each other. So, you know, with Canelo going outside the box, you know, it's going to give us a few good fights regardless. So I don't think this is a negative at all. And some people are going to treat it like a negative or treat it like, oh, this is the worst thing that ever happened since crack hit the hood. No, it's kind of good. And Eric Gomez said we're going to get an opponent that shock everybody. So he's been saying that. And Billy and Callum Smith, they don't want to move. I mean, this fight was supposed to be announced at the beginning of the week. People said, oh, Canelo going to announce it. Then they said Billy Joe, he asked for more money at the last minute. And then Callum Smith, he didn't budge on the money that he wanted to get. So, you know, Golden Boy, you know, showing the flexing the power of Canelo. But I like that Canelo is getting froze out by Billy, Callum, and Jermall. And, you know, they not going to pick on Demetrius Andrade. I would be shocked. But he getting froze out. They saying, man, at this point, we sick of it. You know, no matter what money you trying to give us, if it's a career high payday, it's 10, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuplet times what I made, I ain't selling out. Because you going to beat us regardless. You got the benefit of the judges, the doping, the commission. It's a no-win situation. So I want to get as much money if I'm going to sell my O or sell my belt to you. And I can dig it. Sucker. I can dig it, man. So I ain't knocking none of them for passing up a Canelo. You know, if you ain't got knockout power, you ain't going to win. And Chris Eubanks Jr., you know, why not? If you expect to get beat up by Jermall, why not be beat up by Canelo? He'll take that $7 million or whatever they offering, and they're going to try to blow it up into a big event. I don't think the crowd's going to be any different. Obviously, a unification bout is always bigger, but people in America don't know the difference between Chris, Billy, or Callum regardless. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo's going to go into a Triple G trilogy in September. Is the word on these streets. So, you can get Charlo and Darbarchenko. All right? Or Charlo and Chris Eubanks. You can get Eubanks and Canelo. You know, and you possibly get Billy and Andrade. Or you can get Billy and Callum, Andrade and Callum. So I see a lot of different things and possibilities that can go down here, man. So, you know, Canelo's still waiting around. He ain't paying no extra money to none of these suckers. You know what I'm saying? You know, Canelo saying, you know, I'm moving on to the next one, man. So you can't knock him for that. He using his boss power. He know he got Triple G trilogy in his back pocket. As long as Triple G can get healthy and defend his IBF versus Camille Zamata and stay healthy. He did get kicked out of Snack. We know that. But hey, appreciate everybody for checking in. Let me know what you guys think about the situation. Remember, you heard it first. Just a rumor. Could change. Could still be Billy. Could be Callum. Could possibly be Willie Monroe. Chris, you don't know, man, with Canelo. So hopefully they sew something else up. We can get it announced. Y'all can get y'all tickets. Y'all can get the zone. Canelo's a big star in Mexico. He a pretty good pool in America. So let me know what you guys think. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? That link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfella, Goodfella Sports TV.